This meeting is being recorded.
All right, and good morning. Welcome to this beautiful day and evening for those of you overseas as we gather together as Prosper Leader members. I'm super excited about the content today. I think for any of you that have felt stuck creating content and in so many ways in your business, I am super excited to share some of the breakthroughs happening today and what is possible. I think this is going to blow your mind. I know I've been sharing with some of you one-on-one in coaching. And I know many of you are hiding there. We've got a full house, but thank you for those of you that showed your face. It's so good to see you this early in the morning. I'm going to start with prayer, and we are going to dive right in. So, Father, I thank you for this day. I thank you that this is the day you have made. We rejoice and we celebrate. I thank you for all the tools and resources that are coming available that allow us to better serve. So, Lord, I just ask that you just help me to have a clear mind and let the words of my mouth, the meditations of my heart be pleasing. I pray every bit of this will serve these beautiful women to advance, Lord. May they be blessed in their coming and blessed in their going. I just speak blessings over their minds, over their bodies, over their business, over their finances, over their families. I pray everything that they touch prospers and does great good and glorifies your name. Thank you for this time. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay, as I sent some of you text, we are going to be talking about the wonderful world of AI and how it can serve you. So I'm going to start right here talking about, let me just adjust this here, talking about the first one. There's so many tools now. And so I'm just going to pick one and I'm going to show you lots of ways, and then we'll open up for questions afterwards. All right. So this is Chat GPT. All right. So if you haven't joined this yet, you're going to go to chat.openai.com. All right. And you're going to need to join. Now, I'll tell you, this is absolutely exploding. It's the most powerful tool that we've had in a long time. And so there's glitches. It closes down because it gets too heavy at traffic, it gets blocked, and you just be patient. There's a free version, and then February 1st, they announced that for $20 a month, there is Chat GPT Plus. Don't know, they're taking this in small waves, so you fill out a form if you want this one. The only difference between the two, they say that this one is faster and that you can still get in heavy traffic. This one is free, but when the traffic gets heavy, you just have to wait it out. You can't get in, and they're letting people in batches, so you can end up on a wait list. So I suggest, while it's still available, things are changing by the moment. You guys, after this call, you go ahead and get on if you haven't. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, I'm going to try to get through at least 10 or 15 if I really hustle on this call, and then I'll open up for questions of ways that you can use this. When you get in, this is what your screen is going to look like. And it's going to show you some examples of uses, like it says here, explain quantum computing in simple terms. Example, everything is prompt based. You're going to put in a prompt and it's going to respond. And then another example is, got any creative ideas for a 10-year-old's birthday? Or how do I make an HTTP request in JavaScript so you can learn to code? I don't think that's of interest to most of you, but you can do it. So it does remember you, and it does keep getting to know you better. And so it becomes better and better the longer that you use it in a lot of ways. And I'm going to show you how to keep improving it even within a certain chat. That does have some limitations. And so what I'm going to say to you, I'm going to show you how to use this, but I'm going to give the caveat. do not rely 100% on this. This is to help you not stare at a white page. This is to give you creative juice, but it's not the end all, okay? You want to personalize this. You want to check it, first of all. It can have errors. You want to personalize it. So that's the first thing I'm going to say is make sure, and I'm going to show you the uses, but make sure you put in your own stories, your own client testimonies, your own metaphors. Make it personalized. This is just to get you started. So the way that it works is at the bottom right there, you can see the blinking cursor. There is a place for you to put in your prompt, okay? And I'm going to give you, I made a note this morning, I think about 15 prompts, okay? So let me start with emails. Many of you are getting started with emails, okay? And this can be all kinds of things. This can be informative emails. This can be respond to someone emails. This can also be like marketing emails, which is where I want to talk about growing your business. I'm going to be very slanted what I share today on how to grow your business using this tool, how to save time, be more productive, no longer have a block, and use this to grow your business. So what would be important when it comes to emails is the subject line. Yeah. And so we want really compelling subject lines. And sometimes that's so hard to think of, you know, because that's what's going to get it opened, right? So let's give it the prompt. Give me 10, and we can fix this all the time, but 10 email subject lines. And let's make this, let's see, some of you are health coaches, some of you are trauma coaches. Let's say a new health program. I'm just making up some, okay? And so now it's going to go to work thinking, and this is what it's going to look like. Unlock a healthier you with our new program. Transform your health in just 10 weeks. Join the movement to better health. Discover the secret to optimal wellness. Say goodbye to unhealthy habits with our program. Get ready for complete health overhaul. And so there you go. There's 10 that could get you started. Okay. So now you've got an email subject line. Now, maybe you don't like that. Maybe you want it to be for women. And so I'm going to say rewrite above subject lines for women in menopause. This is how I say you can keep reworking it till you get what you want. Ease your menopause journey with our new program. Take control of menopause symptoms with our program. Embrace a happier menopause. Say goodbye to hot flashes and mood swings. Transform your life during menopause. Invest. So you see how powerful this is? So that's example number 1 of what you could do with this. Now we could go beyond just a subject line, and let's get into actually some content. Okay, so let's say that you've been really putting off blog posts. Okay, and so let's say you want to write a blog post, and let's just stay in this health content since I've got several of you that are in health. We focused on the trauma last time, so let's focus on health. Okay, so let's say I want to do a blog post, and let's say I want to do it with tips. So write blog post 5. I'm going to make it short. You could do 10, you could do whatever, but 5 tips to let's see, how about let's say how about break a habit? Let's say 5 tips. What would be fun? 5 tips. I'll go vegan. How about that? 5 tips to go vegan. And so let's see what comes up here. Write blog post 5 tips to go vegan. Going vegan is a great way to improve your health, protect the environment, show compassion to animals. However, this lifestyle change can be challenging, especially if you're not familiar with vegan options. Here are 5 tips to help you make a transition to a vegan diet. Start slow, educate yourself, experiment with vegan recipes, find a support system. Don't be too hard on yourself. Now, it brings you the conclusion. Okay. Now, this gives you the working bones. And by the way, one of the things people ask is, is this plagiarized? They have resources in here to prevent it being plagiarized. You can't guarantee anything. You could go test it again, but basically this is original content. It's reworking. It's basically all the information, in the universe, in the meta universe, that it's drawing on to do this. But again, what would make this really powerful is to add your own story. Okay. So to say, this year I've decided to go vegan, and I'm going to share 5 tips that I helped, to get myself going, as well as my favorite recipe. Or, this year I helped 5 clients, we're all together, becoming vegan, something that really shows that it's you. Okay, or you might change this beginning part where it just says going vegan is a great way. You might say, this year I chose to go vegan because I wanted to lose weight, and I know it's good for the environment. So you can go in and change this. And you could even do something like that. You could say change above post into first person. And let's just see if it can handle that. Let's see what it does. And then you could put in your stories that way too. You don't have to even think about the grammar that way. It's thinking. We need the little ta 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 ta. All right, there we go. Going vegan has been one of the best decisions I've made for my health. See, it just took the whole thing and switched it to first person. Here's why I put together these 5 tips. So you see, it already got more personal. And then again, you might even say, just take this and add in there. The hardest part for me has been, or my biggest surprise has been. So again, the secret to this is, this makes it super easy, but I can't emphasize as much. Make it yours. Make it real. Just add a little bit. It doesn't take a lot. It's all written for you. Just add a little bit. Okay, so we've looked at an email subject line. We have looked at content. Okay. Now, here's another thing. I use this a lot. For example, I'm writing a book right now. Okay. And I will take a phrase or like a paragraph, and when I feel it's really clumsy, sometimes you write and it just feels clumsy, and so I will say rewrite, and I'll use that function, and it's really, really powerful to say rewrite this. And so that's another thing, is just cut and paste anything you're working on and say rewrite, and then put that in quotes, and it'll rewrite it so much better. Sometimes, you can't remember like a metaphor. Like I had one of my clients, and she's saying, what was that metaphor about, the elephant or something? And I just pop that in there. And so it will give you a metaphor. Maybe you need a metaphor. Give me a metaphor for something like that. So that's a big one. Now, another one is create an ad. Okay, so I'm going to go through some of the ones that I've already done, just to give you examples of some of the ones I've already done to save time. So I said, write an ad for coach certification for Christian women, and use emojis. So there is the ad that it did for me right there. Attention Christian coaches, are you looking to enhance your coaching skills and take your practice to the next level? Our coach certified, and I told them to say it's designed for Christians, it's faith-based, and it's comprehensive. This was for me, okay? And I think I said biblically based too. And it just put together an ad like this. And now you're ready, put that in Facebook and you've got an ad. It might be, for example, this would be an example of rewrite. So I had said, this is for my Your Divine Dance book that I'm writing. And so I put in the quote, we drove hours every week to dance in San Francisco, Napa, blah, blah, blah. Even a sandy beach became a dance floor for us. I said, rewrite it. I wanted to see if it could do a better job. And then it said, we spent countless hours during every week to dance in various locations throughout the Bay Area, Napa, Santa Rosa, and Reno. We would dance wherever we found ourselves, even turning sandy beaches into impromptu dance floors. Much better, right? Now, another thing you could do is you could say in the language of something. So maybe you're writing to teenagers. So I could maybe say like rewrite the above. So some of you that have kids or some of you that are writing to a different audience, rewrite the above to hip hop style. Let's just see. I'm just playing. I don't know what's going to work. I'm just playing. Rewrite the above to hip hop style. We hit the road every week, cruising the Bay, Napa, Santa Rosa, just a bust a move. We don't need no stage. We make it happen, turning sandy beaches into our own hip hop haven. So see, if you want the language of your audience, right? You could do that. Rewrite above in how do I want to say this? Professional, what would be another, I want to say high language in perfect grammar and professionalism. I don't think I spelled that well. Anyway, you get the idea. We made weekly trips to various locations in the San Francisco Bay Area, solely for the purpose of dancing. Our passion for dance was so strong that we would dance whenever we found ourselves, even turning a sandy beach into a temporary dance floor. So you see, you can change the voice of what you write when you feel stuck. Another powerful tool. Okay. All right. Another thing that sometimes people get stuck is, let me just look at some of the ones that I have done here. This was one where I had one of my clients, she works with kids. And so we said, write a short article. So maybe you want a LinkedIn article. Maybe you want to submit an article into something. Again, I would personalize it. Sometimes, like I had another client, I was doing this and I was helping, and I used to do all this in my brain. And now I'm like, man, let's get some help here. And so another example was she was looking for one of her programs, and we wanted to come up with titles. So I put in there coaching program titles, and we knew we wanted 3 words. We wanted mindset, we wanted confidence, and we wanted I think success, I don't remember. And so I put in those words, and then they gave 10 possible titles for your program. Mindset mastery, unleashing your potential for success, using the words we gave it. Confidence boost, achieving breakthrough results. Breakthrough for success, unlocking your true potential. The success mindset, harnessing the power of confidence and positive thinking. Unlock your confidence. Achieving breakthrough success in life and business, mastering mindset and confidence, achieving breakthrough success. So you see, now look at that. And then I said, take the above list and change it to faith-based career women. And let me just, that didn't seem like it worked. Let's just say rewrite, or you can always say rewrite or rephrase. Well, this one may, let's see what happened. Let me edit it. Okay, how about rewrite? And you can say rewrite or rephrase above for faith-based. So again, anything you don't like, use the rewrite or the rephrase. And I'm maybe because I went back to an old one, I'm not sure if it's going to let me do it, but let's see what happens. I may have to do a new one on that, but you get the idea. Okay. All right, let's see. What else did we come up with? Write an article, 20-year-old executive who needs confidence. So these are things I've done for clients. Now, this one, I said, do a Facebook post. And this was for one of my clients regarding developmental trauma. So if you need a Facebook post, and then I'd go in and personalize it. And then I had another one, and we said, I wanted to show her, I think this was a website. I said, write web copy. And I picked a tough topic, healing from narcissistic abuse. That's a tough topic, right? And write web copy. And there you see, there's the web copy. And it would be like the homepage, right? Again, this is no substitute for really working with your web designer, but it gets something on the paper that you can really change and personalize. It just gets rid of that blank page syndrome. And then I said, rewrite for women, because she's dealing with women. And so then it took that same copy and now it rewrote it for women. And then I wanted to show her, write an ad for faith-based women who have experienced narcissistic abuse. And so there is an ad, okay? And if you wanted it more like a Facebook ad and you want to say use emojis, you could do that, okay? So, there's so many things here that, I think someone was trying to struggle what to write their newsletter about. So topic for newsletter, Christian women coaches. So it gave 10 topics. You can't remember what to write. And then, okay, I like number 9. Christian-based coaching techniques and methods, how to incorporate biblical principles and teachings into your coaching. So you found the one that you like, okay? And then I said, okay, number 9, turn it into a newsletter. Boom, there you go. And then another thing, okay, this was just things I was playing with. Maybe you haven't had time to read a book. But let's say a book was recommended. You can summarize, you can outline, you can summarize. This is another use. So writing down the bones. Okay, so I was in a writing class, and she couldn't find her book. And so since she couldn't find her book, she was trying to tell me a story that was in the book. So she was looking for the book, Writing Down the Bones. I said, well, let's see if ChatGPT can do it. So I put, go ahead and mute yourself, please, Julie. So I put outline. Now you could do this. You can do summarize, you can do outline. Pick a classic, okay? And I'll show you how this works. So there's the book. And so then it tells you what that book is about and it outlined. So if you don't have time to read it, but you just want to know what it is. And then the author, we wanted to know her personal story. So tell her story. And so then it tells all about that particular author. We were trying to find some information. Okay. So we've covered powerful uses, which is email subject lines. We've covered content, be it Facebook content, be it LinkedIn, be it a blog post. We've covered the aspect of changing the voice or rephrasing or rewriting or summarizing. I'm giving you prompts because the secret to ChatGPT is prompts, knowing what to ask, right? We've looked at topics. We've looked at titles. Sometimes you might need ideas, right? So let's do a new chat. And let's say 5 ideas for a 3-day challenge. Let's make it mindset for a 3-day mindset challenge. Okay, so I'm looking for ideas for a 3-day mindset challenge. So here's some ideas. Day 1 could be gratitude practice, and it gives you what to do on that first day. You don't know how to write a challenge, there it is. Day 2 could be about mindfulness, and this is what you would cover. And day 3 could be on self-reflection. Come on, guys, there's no more excuses. You cannot tell me that you cannot figure out what to talk about or what to create or what to write. I mean, come on. And again, maybe I wanted to change this. Maybe I wanted to change this mindset challenge. Maybe I want to say rewrite for women over 50 who have lost their job. So this is a challenge for women over 50 who have lost their job. So it took the same thing, but now it's going to personalize it. What could you learn? What, from your previous job, what's the positive aspects? So it took the same topics and now it added some things, working through anxiety and what's your priorities, what's your strengths, self-reflection, planning. The goal of this challenge is to empower women over 50 who've lost their job to focus on it. So do you see how this can give you a jump start? And again, personalize, personalize, personalize. Okay, so we've covered subjects, like email subjects. We've covered content of the different type. We've talked about changing voice. We've talked about topics. We've talked about titles. We've talked about ideas we've talked about ads, how you can create ads. You can also do suggestions how to improve something. So you might put in something and say 3 suggestions how I can improve this. Or if maybe it's just a general subject. Let's say let's do a new chat. And let's say 5 suggestions to improve my marketing for coach certification. Okay. This thing's blocking, so I can't tell if I'm actually in there typing. Hang on a second. I'm trying to get this to move down. Nope, that didn't work. Let's try it again. Okay. 3 suggestions to improve marketing for my coach certification program. So you can just ask suggestions. Maybe you're stuck on ideas. So utilize social media, share testimonials, expert insights, behind the scenes content, network with industry influencers, reach an audience, offer a free trial, consider. Now I could have put 10. By the way, one of the things you can do in life outside of ChatGPT, this is just a side note, okay? One of the things we need, not just relying on technology, but I'm a strong believer that we have to develop mental flexibility. We become really rigid in our thinking. And one of my favorite, this will be a different topic, but I'm just going to give a hint for it right now. One of my favorite ways to expand, to get out of a contracted state, because many people that I work with coaching, they get contracted, they get stuck, and they are out of ideas, they can't think. And so one of my favorite ways to solve that is to create lists. Okay, there's a book called Listful Thinking that I like. So I personally have a book of lists. Okay, this is why it's easy for me to use ChatGPT, because I've developed my brain for this. And I encourage you to just practice this every day. Make one list of 10 things. So here's some of mine. Okay, one of my lists are ways to give, bless, circulate to others. Another one, ways to grow income, ways to grow my membership site, ways to make my membership site top in class. Masterclass ideas, ways to grow a relationship, books to read, ways to improve my home to be a sanctuary of love and peace, problems my clients have, ways to grow income. So because I've done that, my mind already works that way, because people go, how do you come up with prompts? Well, I've been training myself to ask questions like that over the years, right? So that's the same thing. You're going to transfer that now, and outside of your own head, which I recommend you do it in your own mind, and then you ask for more and see what else you missed or what are other ways of doing this, right? So a lot of these are just powerful lists, and using the power of lists of ways to do something. So when I went to teach this class, I just used the same type of thing. Is I just made a list, and it was like, okay, what are ways that I could use ChatGPT that I could share? Okay, so email subject, content, rephrasing, changing the voice, topics, titles, ideas for ads, suggestions how to improve, web copy, step by step. This is another really powerful one. You can say, give a step-by-step guide to. And so I want to have time for you guys to ask questions, so I'm not going to do too many more. But what if I said get down here, get in here where it lets me. Okay, step-by-step guide to using ChatGPT in my coaching business. I'm making these up as I go, so I never know what we're going to get. But here is a step-by-step guide. Sign up, choose a platform to integrate, implement. Now, some of this stuff you might go, that's too hard. I have no idea how to do that. Give that stuff to Cindy for the web design or whatever, but it's just showing you what's possible, right? Decide what tasks you want it to do. Make a list of tasks you want help with that you've been putting off, right? Train the model, give it examples of tasks. By the way, you can train it. So you might take web copy you already have or an ad you've already written, and you say, this is my, and you give it, you feed it so it gets used to your language. Okay. So another example. So step by step, web copy, I already showed you. Summarize articles, summarize a philosophy, summarize a book. If I was going to say, for example, summarize minimalism. So you could get a summary if you don't know what something is, right? When you need, I encourage you to use your own, but if you can't think of something, give me a metaphor for, or give me an analogy for, okay? Some of you, like I saw Denise just got on, maybe you're writing children's, stories or something, or you want to give a, so maybe she's teaching about emotions to children, and give me a metaphor using metaphor for children using hippopotamus. Okay. And so this could give, like I said, in the voice, like we did a voice of hip hop, we did a voice of a highly professional, sophisticated, you could do in the voice, for a child, or write it at the level a fourth grader can understand. This is part of, what I taught you about voice. Writing brochures or flyers. Okay, so maybe you want a coaching brochure, write the copy from my coaching brochure. And then you could just change the first paragraph to focus on whatever. You could keep modifying it, make it for women, make it faith-based, make it for women who've experienced trauma, make it, to focus on these three things. Like maybe your coaching practice, when you created your pillars, right? Write a coaching brochure that focuses on these three pillars, because a lot of you have done that work with me in your framework work. Pros and cons, maybe you're trying to make a decision, okay? And so this is, again, just another way of getting help. So let's just say, like right now, pros and cons of buying real estate in Belize. That's the subject important to me right now. So maybe you're trying to think about, should I, should I not? Begin to think about what's possible. lower cost of living, it makes it affordable. The tax incentives are really powerful. Growing tourism industry, so it's a great, location for that. It's so beautiful. You got jungles, waterways, oceans. The cons: unstable political environment, difficult to know, lack of development. Belize is still a developing country, a lot of infrastructure missing. Relatively small real estate market, make it difficult to find the price. So you're trying to think about something. Should I take a loan? Should I buy now? Now, I do want to mention that this is not current. I think it's sometime in 2021 it goes through, I don't remember, March of 2021. You could look that up. So if you want something like happened last month, this is not the tool for you when that comes. But again, a pros and cons list would be another way to use it. Profiles. Maybe you need help writing your profile. So, write a very compelling profile as a Christian coach or something like that. Some of you are writing videos, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this one for you, just so you could get a little help in what you're working on. So let's say write video script for health product. Now, again, you would personalize this. But you see how it's giving you, now you just need to go in there and fill in the blanks. You know who you are that needs this. Play with this. Lots of fun. You got it here first. Isn't this beautiful how it lays it out for you? That's your whole video script. And now you personalize it. Okay. All right. So I know we're out of time. I want to have time for you guys to interact. I pray that this totally blessed you. So for those of you that are on this live, stick around and we're going to have a conversation. For those of you watching the recording, I pray that this has really given you some ideas how you can use AI to grow your business. Thanks for being here.